One man's promise to God has cost a whole nation.
And the deceptive nature of this cathedral saying that it won't affect the public purse. And did you see what CHRAJ said? It is the Bible-believing, verse-speaking former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta, every day in white, in trouble, quoting Bible, but is always deceiving God.
People who are leading a group of people to raise them well in society, are they themselves in the midst of something that is in the heart of public controversy? Finally, CHRAJ has come out with its report on the National Cathedral and is not looking good at all, especially to our men of God and the Board of Trustees on this National Cathedral. It is not looking good. Mr. Kingsley, it looks like our men of God are being accused, on this National Cathedral issue. And, when you read the report, it's not looking good. But one thing that came out is Reverend Kusi Boateng being freed of using double identity. What do you make of that?
I like the way you started it. They are being accused. There's the way you went through. You don't want to touch God's anointed so that you will be cursed.
But they themselves are touching themselves. So
bro, the Kusi Boateng thing, so it's funny because I don't know how people walk around with two names, like two full government names, like Kwabena Edu-Jemfi and Victor Kusi Boateng. And when you mention any of this, I'll turn and say, yeah, it's me. But CHRAJ is saying that he only has one on his passport. But this morning, I read something on Manasseh's War that GRA, he has two names, or no, one name, which is Kwabena Edu-Jemfi, but the mother's name is different on both documents, as well as a change in date of birth. So one person, I think it will serve him a lot of good to come out and clear this once and for all. He tried doing that when it first came out, but I think he was using the legal means and it was all over the place. Are you Mr. Victor Kusi Boateng or you are Mr. Kwabena Edu-Jemfi? Let us know.
But I have
changed your name to let us know.
I have a problem with the commission's ruling on that. The fact that he didn't possess two passports means he's not using a double identity. I mean, he can use one passport and still be using double identities.
To be fair, when the issue came up, Ablakwa Honorable said he used the passport as a basis of his allegation. So I am thinking that the commission also feels that, let me write to maybe the passport office for them to give me all the relevant documents they can find. So on that score, we can say that, you brought this allegation up, but when we investigated, this is the finding. It doesn't negate the fact that he might have double identity working around because there's also another school of thought that says he has Victor Kusi Boateng on his driver's license. How? Why? Let some of us do it.
Yeah, I know it's not funny, but
let some of us do it so they can advise us. But when you are in the middle of such confusion,
so again, now in the report too, it is actually suggesting that some of the people be prosecuted and all of that. Now, it comes to say that men of God who are leading congregations and leading people to become better in society are in the middle of something that is not of their persona, that shouldn't even be ascribed to them. How do you put this together, that people who are leading a group of people to raise them well in society, are they themselves in the midst of something that is in the heart of public controversy?
See, it breaks my heart when I see the lineup of the people on the board. As trustees.
These are revered men of God.
It breaks my heart because some of the names in there, you could see that I'm not sure all of them would agree for some of these illegalities to take place. Now I'm beginning to think that some people were running things at the National Cathedral without the board's knowledge or approval.
Even before this report, Doug Heward-Mills, he came out. He came out to say that, look, there were things happening that we didn't even know of. Like they were going on with certain decisions that didn't even go through Board of Trustees and all of that.
And if we are finding this decay in our society, we are surprised.
Wow.
The people who are supposed to teach us the right ways are doing things illegally. And if we, the followers, do it, do they have the right to caution us, advise us?
that you see.
And you know what hurts me, cry, is that after everything, they've spent over what? 300 million. Charlie, the millions they are mentioning in the thing, and we still have a
big swimming pool.
Would they manage their churches like that?
That's a genuine question.
Some of them, their churches are huge.
Yeah.
Huge, with limited resources. Yeah. But when it came to the government's resources, this is how we end up.
How do you
after breaking down properties of judges, breaking down properties of embassies, we are paying this, and look at how we
and to think that one man's promise to God has cost a whole nation.
And the deceptive nature of this cathedral saying that it won't affect the public purse. And did you see what CHRAJ said?
Yeah.
That they made contradictory statements.
Yes.
Guess what?
Yes.
It is the Bible-believing, verse-speaking former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta, every day in white, trouble, quoting Bible, but is always deceiving God.
That is why, you see, I always maintain that these people, you know, when the elections were
I was even surprised his name wasn't mentioned plenty in the thing, and it was guys in government.
You know, when election is coming, they try to play the humility card and all of that. So you see this
pounding fufu, drying clothes they've not been asked to, unsolicited help, frying floats,
doing all of that.
God will punish plenty.
Only for you to come and swindle us. And for me, I always say that these people, honestly, personally, I believe they do not have the fear of God in them. Because if they had the fear of God in them, you can't quote the Bible in the name of God when you know in your heart deep down that you are lying to the people by using God's name. You don't have the fear of God in you. Because if you did, you wouldn't do that. Maybe you could have used a different name to lie or use different avenues to lie. But to do that in the name of God, see, you don't have the fear of God.
We are joking with this National Cathedral thing, but it has a very long-term implication on the country.
Yes.
It is not for nothing that you, as they will say, in God we trust.
Yes.
God is not a small boy. God is not a partyful soldier. And for you to be toying around with God, like, see, I was about to say something, but I have to choose my words carefully.
Yeah.
This cathedral thing, at this point, I am saying that we should go to the Muslim community and ask them how they were able to do this. Because at this point...
Oh, I mean, the knowledge is there. We get the knowledge.
They were able to build national mosque without anybody talking about it.
Techie funding. I feel success is in the finishing. And not just in the finishing, but how well you finish it without the detriment of other people and other institutions. That is what we will term as a successful project or a successful promise you have made to God. You don't make a promise without not knowing how the funding is going to come, how the execution is going to be. See, me, I'm a small boy, but wisdom will dictate this.
But it's a Ghanaian thing. They will bring up a very great idea and you ask them, how are you going to do it?
And you know, this has reflected in our daily lives, in our governance, and in the overall well-being of the ordinary Ghanaian.
Yes.
It tells you how they take their decisions.
Yes.
They sit down, create things, not even think of how we would execute them, not think of dedicated fundings, not think of anything. Let's just propose it. We will deceive the people through it all.
And when they are going down they don't want to go down alone. So they will line up prominent people. Like I saw the list when we started this whole National Cathedral, they're like solid.
You know,
I haven't seen anything like this in my life yet, where all these great pastors will come together.
How can you be wicked to the whole? No, I'm talking about what they have done. They have done a great disservice to the whole Christian community.
I kid you not.
How can you be wicked to a Christian community by assembling all their moguls, the top of the top echelons of the Christian community, only for you to subject them to this disgrace?
Ridicule.
For a CHRAJ report to come out telling them how they've been very bad at their job. How can you be this wicked to men of God, to a whole Christian community? Well, so what do you think? Where do you see this?
The place is hot.
Where do you see this proceeding? Where do you even see?
I don't see
prosecution happening at all.
Well, let's see what the special prosecutor will do. But I don't believe and trust that it will get anywhere. Maybe at best, let's charge the people involved who went into these illegal transactions and all of that. Maybe their church members will help them pay. Maybe. Because at this point, special prosecutor or prosecutor
why?
Prosecutor
why?
Is it Archbishop Daka Williams? Professor Mate, my former moderator?
No.
The Assemblies of God.
Professor Mate, Nyansafo when you. That's him. He
don't be silly.
No, as for him, I'll say it here. See, if government change hands and people like him come out to talk, we would not agree. That mic must not be given to him. We would not agree because what is good for
he has the right to his opinions. Let's stick to
so where is his opinion when we need it now? Nyansafo when
have you gone to him?
Oh,
have you gone to him?
Me, I haven't gone to him, but those who went to him,
was he speaking in vacuum then?
He says now he doesn't do it publicly. He does it in private because he knows.
But it's only a fool that doesn't change his mind.
Oh, okay. So we are all in this country.
But maybe we should charge whoever is culpable. All of the people we've mentioned, they have very great following who can contribute for us to get our money back. But the cathedral, we have to finish it at this point.
No.
Finish. Because we've already started something.
No. You see,
or we should turn it into a hospital.
Bro. See, we all went to school, right? And in school, a lot of us, most of the people, students, were student leaders, and I believe it's most of them that are leaders today because they came through the school leadership system. And bro, every leader knows that there are wants and there are needs. And at every point in time, you ask, is this what we need or what we want? So, it's about scale of preference, priorities, right? Now, as a leader, do you go for what the people need or what you or some few want? And leadership will tell you that you go for what the people need. You tackle needs first before you come to wants. And National Cathedral, now the question is, what Ghana is going through now, where we find ourselves now, is it the National Cathedral we need? That's my simple question.
And people on the board had 2.6 million Ghana cedis.
You see, the pastors on the board, I don't want to blame them too much. It's those who constituted that board, they are the ones I blame. They don't have the fear of God.
But who even did?
Because if they knew this is how they would operate it from the right get-go, why would you put great men of God together to embarrass them this way? Why would you do this?
And forever and ever, it's on them.
They don't have the fear of God in them. If they had the fear of God in them, they wouldn't do this. Because not only have they tarnished the images of these men of God, but they are actually attacking a whole Christendom.
Yeah. Because to think that Christianity is from 70% or so in Ghana. They've such a disgrace.
I'm telling you,
like I said, let's go to other religions and how they got it to do it, or they got to do theirs. Let's learn from them. Well, at this point, it's disgraceful. But this National Cathedral thing, Akufo-Addo has failed God. He has deceived God, and I'm sure he has ways to ask for forgiveness. But me, dear, God, if you are punishing, don't add me. I am not among.
I am not among. I would always maintain that, look, people hold positions that affect millions of lives. Let's not kid with those positions. People hold positions just by the stroke of your pen. Someone's destiny could be altered. So something like that has to be very sensitive to you and the office you hold. Until then, we will continue to plunge ourselves into poverty, plunge ourselves into disgrace, plunge ourselves into a country where the youth are not even excited to live in.
Yeah.
And rather have a prayer point of, I want visa to go outside. So please, this is a call to the leaders.
I think the last lesson from this also is that sometimes when you see your friend or somebody doing something, don't sit back and just criticize and be like, if I was the one doing this, I would have done it better. I am sure all these people they lined up felt, oh, we've built our churches before. We've done this before. But CHRAJ is telling us that this is just like any other government institution. And now they've experienced this firsthand, the rot, the bureaucracy, and how people can circumvent the process to enrich themselves. With this lesson, what are they carrying back to their congregation, their society?
Thank you. This is a very, this is the note we end with. What are they carrying back to their congregations? Because in the end, we need them to give us good citizens. And they themselves haven't led the way so much. But what are they going to say to their congregation? We wait to see. This has been Sauce and Pepper. Till we come your way next time, be a great citizen. We out.